Alright, welcome back, my cheesy minions, and even people that might be new to the channel. Today, I have a battle here against mariomasv. Actually, no, it's Mario Savs now. He's formerly known as mariomasv. I battled a couple times in the past, and, yeah, sorry about the lack of battles last week. I just was really busy, but we're back now here, standard match, and, yeah, there's the teams once again facing a rain team. I don't know why, but every time I venture into OU, everyone seems to be using rain teams today. What is this, Gen 5? Come on, man. Oh, well. Yeah, so we kind of know the deal here with, you know, the Pelipper and the Mega Swamp. You're not really a rain team, although they always seem to carry Ferrothorn, too, which is just a good move. Anyway, so I'm actually carrying a banded Star Raptor, and I decided to lead with it. I decided just to go for the close combat, hoping to take out the Ferrothorn. Unfortunately for me, it actually lives. I don't know if it has physical defense investment. I kind of expected to kill it, but, you know, like, Ferrothorn, it just takes hits. That's what it does. It gets up the Stealth Rocks, which I really didn't want to deal with. I do have a way out with my Zapdos, but obviously he has to take 25% just to switch in. So I go into it. I don't really think there's a whole lot he can do other than potentially Leech Seed me, which is what he does. And yeah, that's kind of annoying, but it's not the biggest problem in the world. I can pretty much just go for the Defog now. I mean, the worst thing you could do is just kind of stay in. I do have Roost, but I don't really want to let this Ferrothorn heal up too much either. So if he does go and just stays in, that could be a problem. But no, he does switch out. So he does go out into the Tapu Lele, which is actually a really big problem for me. I don't have a whole lot of Tapu Lele on my team. I'm kind of hoping that it's not Scarfed. But let's face it, it probably is. Tapu Lele, of course, being the MVP of the Miami Dolphins in the NGDL Season 3. But now we are enemies on the battlefield. Alright, so I do have to switch out. I decided to go to my Tangrowth because it is a, obviously an Assault Vest Tangrowth who can just take hits for days. It doesn't matter if they're physical or special. It's just Tangrowth, man. It's actually really good. I remember when Tangrowth was trash, but now it's OU, and it's pretty much OU for a reason. It can just take hits from pretty much everything in OU. But anyway, just going to go for the knockoff here. He ends up going into the Pelipper, so I get rid of the Damp Rock, which isn't horrible. He does obviously still get the, what's it, the 8 turns of rain now for this setup. Or is it 7? I think it's 8. But either way, he gets the extended rain this time. But if he has to set it back up again, he's only going to get 5 turns, so that's pretty good for me because of Mega Swampert. He does get the burn on my Tangrowth, which is kind of bad because my Tangrowth is mixed. I do carry Knockoff and Earthquake on it, as well as some special grass moves, including, you know, Giga Drain and Leaf Storm. But either way, the burn is going to absolutely nerf my physical attacks, which kind of declaws my Tangrowth and allows things like this Ferrothorn to come in and kind of wall me because I can't really do that much damage to it, especially with the bird. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out, and yeah, I'm just going to go into my Zapdos again. I kind of figure he's going to try to set it back up his Stealth Rocks, and yeah, that's what he does, and so I'm like, okay, just going to go ahead and defog them away again because screw you, Ferrothorn. Unfortunately, each time he does this, of course, you know, he gets 2 healings of leftovers at the least. Plus, if he stays in here and just goes for the what's it called? The blah 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 blah. The Leech Seed is going to get even more. I do have Heat Wave, but in the rain, obviously, it's going to be reduced in damage. It's still obviously better than the Resisted Thunderbolt, so I decide just to go for it here to see how much it would do. I mean, it's still X4 effective, so with the rain having it, it's still an X2 effective hit. So, and Zapdos isn't like worthless as special attack goes, so might as well try to see how much it does. Go for the Heat Wave. Ends up hitting him back to red, so that's not horrible. Although after the leftovers recovery and the Leech Seed, of course, he's just gonna go right back up to yellow, and of course he sets up Stealth Rocks again. So now I'm in kind of a predicament. I could defog again, but he's gonna be gaining some pretty nice HP on me here. I could try to go for the kill with Heat Wave, and that's probably what he's afraid of, so I figure he's going to try to switch out, because I probably can kill with Heat Wave at that range. So he does go into Tapu Lele. I do go for another Defog. Ends up working out for me because he does switch, so that's not bad. Unfortunately, yeah, my Zapdos is kind of getting low there, but my Zapdos can actually reliably roost against a lot of the Pokemon he has on his team, but of course not this Tapu Lele. And Tapu Lele, obviously, I mean, I have some good coverage against it. I mean, as long as I can keep my Pokemon alive. I have resistances for Psychic. Obviously, Tangrowth is a pretty good switch-in for anything, though it probably won't take a Psychic that well. But he's just going to keep going for the Focus Blast, I guess predicting my Exadrill or my Greninja. But no, I just go back into Tangrowth, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. He's going to have to switch out, I would think. And I decided to actually try to predict this switch. I was actually predicting Ferrothorn because, really, Tangrowth has nothing to do with his Ferrothorn, and he knows it. But instead, he goes into Pelipper to set up the rain again, and I mean, I go into Zapdos, but I kind of don't want to click Thunderbolt because he could just hard switch into that Swampert and waste my turn. I think I eventually decide just going for a Roost, and unfortunately for me, he does stay in and go for a Roost himself, so that really kind of sucks for me. Although I guess it's from his perspective, it was pretty safe. Because from his perspective, if I did kill his Pelipper, he'd get a safe switch in a Swampert. At the same time, he's safe switch in a Swampert either way because he knows my set. Unless he didn't think I had Roost. But now he knows I have Roost, and he's just going to go into Mega Swampy as I, this turn, go for Thunderbolt like an idiot. I should have switched out, like, into I should have just hard switched, really, into my Tangrowth, which is what I should have done. And I don't know why I stay here and just take the Waterfall. I mean, I know I'm physically bulky, but I don't really have anything to do. I think I was just going for a Roost. But that could have been bad, because he went for, like, a Sword Dance, that could be bad. And you know what? I think I might have actually been going for the Heat Wave for the bird. But anyway, I'm going to go into my Tangrowth now. I do resist that Waterfall. Even in the rain, it doesn't do anything, because Tangrowth has amazing physical defense. And, yeah, it has me down to about a, third down. I still have my Grass moves, but he ends up going out into his Alakazam as I pivot into my Zapdos, once again predicting the Ferrothorn. And I was thinking, there's no way he's gonna, he could just get that free switch into Ferrothorn, right? No, instead he goes into Alakazam, which is weird, because it's probably Focus Sashed, being that his Mega is the Swampert. And obviously, if he would have stayed in there, I could have broken that Sash if I would have went for the, Grass move. So I do go into my Tangrowth again against this thing. I don't think there's a whole lot he can do. He does have Knockoff, which is like, wait, what? I don't think I've ever seen a knockoff Alakazam. But yeah, he does go for a Psychic now after he knocked off my Sulfast. It's interesting tech. And unfortunately, he also has Thunder Wave. It's just like a really weird Alakazam. I have no idea what to think about it. I do go for the Dark Pulse now. He does outspeed me, so maybe I might not be running max speed on this Greninja, because I should have outsped an Alakazam, I think. But, no, I guess I didn't, because I must not be running at max speed. Silly me. I don't know what I'm running on that, then. But either way, I am able to finish it off, although being paralyzed, it really sucks. He did try to knock off. I do have a Z-move, so it's not going to do anything. He goes back into Tabula Lele. I know he's probably going to go for the Moonblast, but I decided just to stay in. I don't even know why. I should have tried to predict this and went out into my Excadrill, but I mean, he was just going for those Focus Blasts all game. I was thinking, maybe he'll do it again, but no, he doesn't. And here I go to Mega Deontay, or regular Deontay. I decided to stay in. I was hoping that it would not be quite a 2-hit KO. I decided not to Mega Evolve because base Deontay has better defenses. I just really wanted to set up Stealth Rocks to punish him switching a bit. I really should have tried to get them up a little bit earlier, but indeed I did not. So now I'm going to go back in my Excadrill. Now I'm going to go to my Excadrill rather for the first time. I know he's locked in Moonblast. I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed at this point. So, yeah. I know that this thing can outspeed me, even with my Scarf on my Excadrill. And as you can see, it still does a lot of damage with Moonblast. Excadrill does not have great special defense, so it's going to be doing a lot no matter what. And Tabula Lele is just a really hard hitter. I do predict this Pelipper, however, going for the Rock Slide. It hits it down to red, which is nice. And with my Stealth Rocks, he actually can't afford to switch it back in. So I'm going to try to go for the kill, figuring he won't try to switch out. Thankfully, I do hit, and the Pelipper is going to go down. So I do not let the Pelipper live again, so this is his last little spout of rain. Unfortunately, he has like 4 turns of it, because he just set it up again, and I have to switch out. So I decided to switch out into my Tangrowth, and yeah, I still have really elite physical defense. He's going to predict this very, very well, and just go for an Ice Punch. Thankfully, Tangrowth still takes it like a champ, and I believe I can take another one. I was thinking I don't know what I was thinking. I go for the Giga Drain as he goes out into his Salamence, and this thing is actually really scary to me as well, depending on what its set is. I mean, obviously I can take physical moves, and I do have Regenerator, so I have to pretty much switch out, but this guy sets up a Dragon Dance. I don't know if I have a Pokemon that can, deal with that left, but he does actually switch out. He goes out into his Swampert again. I guess try to take advantage of the rain. I do switch out because I don't want to obviously lose my Tangrowth, who is like the perfect check to this Mega Swampy, who's actually going to be a problem for me even when the rain goes down. But yeah, I just go back into Zapdos, and I think I was just planning to like fodder it to the Salamence, but yeah, this is actually not great. I go for the Roost. He ends up sniffing this perfectly with the Earthquake. So that was actually a pretty pro move, predicting my Roost. I was between that and switching, but he does go for the Earthquake, and that screws me up. And yeah, roosted Pokemon are obviously affected by ground moves, and I knew that, but I didn't think he would go for the Earthquake there. So excellent prediction by him, and definitely some momentum gain there. So in comes his Tapu Lele again against my Tangrowth. Interesting that he's switching it into Tangrowth now, but I guess that makes sense considering my Assault Vest is bye-byes. But I do pivot, though, into my Mega Deontay, which is actually really bad because I already know this thing is Scarfed, and there's nothing I can do about that. I know that I can't even live a Moonblast, so I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve and die. Because pretty much anything I go into right now is going to be dead. So right now he's getting some really nice momentum here with the Tapu Lele. And of course he still has that Salamence in the back. I have to figure out a way to mitigate this threat. I need to go into X-Drill and get a prediction correct here. He does lock himself into Psychic. I hope that I'm just hoping he can't kill me at this range. But no, he just wisely just sacrificed his Fairy Thorn here. I did get the prediction correct, going for the Earthquake, so thankfully he didn't go out into like Mence or something. But now I'm in a problem because now he can just go into Mence for free. I'm locked into Earthquake, so it doesn't affect him, even though he does take 25% on switching, and actually doesn't have looks like he doesn't have the correct amount of HP there either, because he's in yellow, so he has an even amount of HP, I think. But whatever, just gonna go to my Tangrowth yet again. Wait, or maybe did I actually hit this thing for minor damage? I don't know. He does get that Dragon Dance, and I have to hope that this thing's not Flying EMZ. If it's Flying EMZ, he can kill me, probably. Even with all my physical defense. And there's the freaking Flying EMZ, so... yeah, that's bad. I had to, like, hope that I could live a hit, and I knew that he probably carried the, Z Crystal because I didn't see any other item. But, yeah, there's the, Flying EMZ. It's going to be able to take out my Tangrowth with all of its ton of defense, and unfortunately... that is going to be problematic. I do have a Choice Bandstar Raptor, and I'm hoping that I can kill with Quick Attack at this range. In fact, I think I counted it. I had a small chance to kill. It was like 20%. Unfortunately, I'm not able to kill. I really need, because obviously he can just sweep me now with this thing if I didn't kill my Scarf X-Drill, and that outspeed a +1 Salamence, and that is game. If I did kill it there, I might have had a small chance, but actually probably would have gotten it either way. Because the Tapu Lele still in the back. But either way, good game there, mariomasv. A good one. That eventually you got the momentum you needed to pull out the win. So yeah, today's question of the day is going to be, what computer program do you use most that is not a game? As for me, it's probably Visual Studio, because I work with, as a developer, C#ASP.NET. So, yeah, it's the IDE that allows me to build my websites or web apps. So yeah, leave a comment about that. Yeah, and see you guys again next time. Later.